Kicking Podcast.
I love the laugh you have to kick. Yeah, it's like David Lee Roth.
He goes David Lee Roth. I go James Hetfield. I'm more like, yeah.
Hey man, it's always like, hey man, I'll come roll over here. Okay, no matter what James Hetfield says, it always sounds like it's going to be racist.
I know, right?
Right, like, and it's not, but it's always like, hey man, how about them? Whoa, James.
Easy. Wow, already off the rails.
Man,
5 seconds into the
my
episode.
bad.
I love it.
My bad.
Well, that's the voice of Darren Doane.
Yep.
Everyone. He's a
Great to
repeat
be here.
offender on
Yes.
This is
the
number 3.
show. We just can't get away from him.
Yep.
The people love him, though. You know, you got to give the people what they want.
Yep.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's
the
our
market
job.
will tell you.
The market decides.
The market
I'm a
will
free
tell
market
you.
guy.
That's right.
But we're at Fight Laugh Feast in Rapid City right now. That's where this episode's coming from. We have a little bit of a break, so we wanted to talk to Darren. We had a great time.
It feels nice right now, right?
It does.
Oh, yeah.
It's been so loud all day.
Everyone's at
Nice
dinner, and
quiet.
we're kind of just
man.
hanging out here.
Well, I mean, if that's not a picture right there, everyone else eating and we're grinding. I mean, that's
right.
what we do over
Right.
here, right, guys?
Just
Yep.
a bunch of lazy, reformed people just trying to.
How dare you?
I know. Right?
But we had a great time at the Beer and Psalms last night, and then afterwards we did a little bar hop, if you will, where we had a cigar and a drink, and we brought glory to God in that. And then
an awesome
you
artist.
were there with an artist that you brought in.
Yeah.
Where'd you find this cat?
Man, I mean,
Ron Artest, right?
Ron Artest or Artest.
Artest, okay.
I think it's Artest, technically, because I think Ron Artest is the guy that, like, punches people.
Yeah.
Or, like, the basketball.
Actually,
Detroit.
in Detroit.
He was in our state.
At Auburn Hills, yeah.
Right. So, Ron Artest without the T.
Okay, Artest. All right.
It's Artist. Yeah, it's Artist. And I actually met him in Hawaii. I was doing a project with another company, and we had set this amazing house up on the beach on the North Shore of Hawaii, and we were doing musicians jamming, and my producer, who lives in Hawaii, kind of knew Ron and was driving to go pick something up and saw Ron, said, hey, we're jamming over at this house if you want to come and try some gear out, whatever. And he just showed up, and we were like, wait, who are, like, what? Like, this is, and it turns out he's played with everyone from, like, Jack Johnson and all these guys and Mick Fleetwood and all. So people know who Ron is, but he's still new and he's up and coming, and I think he's about to turn that corner. And he actually came out to Moscow, Idaho to make a music video. I made a video for him.
Because that's where you go for music videos.
Yeah,
You go to Moscow, Idaho.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that is pretty much, Def Leppard. I mean, Def Leppard, no.
Emmylou Harris.
Although I did 3 music videos for Shinedown they schedule-wise, when we did the Threat to Survival album, they came out there. They kind of wanted to get away. And we shot the Cut the Cord music video there. And a few
very
others,
cool.
And in Moscow. So it's and but anyway, so that's where I
Doug
met
will
Ron.
make it smarter. You make it cooler.
That's right.
That's how you guys roll out there.
Still questionable, but yes.
Yeah.
But and I met Ron, and I was like, dude, like it was weird because I've met a lot of great artists, and I was like, dude, this is like one of those guys, right?
Yeah,
and so, anyways, he was out in Moscow. I was like, well, while I'm out here, should I do a show? This is during, like, COVID world and all that, and we did a private show in Moscow, and and he hadn't done a show in like 8 or 9 months.
Yeah.
And he's like, who are these people? Like, this is awesome. And then Gabe was there, and Gabe said, you should come out to the rally. We were just in a conversation, right? And then Gabe walked away or something. And then Ron reached out like a couple months later. He's like, so what's up with that rally thing you guys were talking about? I was like, well, I'm doing the after party. You want to come? He's like, I'll see you in South Dakota.
Yeah. Wow.
Very cool. He did a nice. You said 15, but I felt like it was more like 20,
Kept
22.
going,
man.
He did a couple
People
extra.
kept asking him to continue.
Yeah, well, that's what you want, right?
Man.
His
Keep it
chops,
short,
man,
right? Yeah.
and his
Oh, my.
vocals are unbelievable.
Dude.
Yeah.
So thanks for bringing him. That was a really cool set. I really want to see Jason up there back to back, and you guys could have like a finger picking off.
We can go back and forth. Yeah, man.
You got some quick fingers too, Jay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Back in the day, I mean.
Well, I think that's the thing about Ron, because Ron, there's a surface level where I think you can hear Ron and you just enjoy it. Wow, this guy's really good. But what I have learned is that, like, musicians are like, dude, that's crazy what he's doing.
Yeah. Slap, the way he's slapping, and he's not using a pick.
No.
Like that was rad.
So I think I love the different levels that Ron kind of connects with in an audience. So, and that was my goal. Once Ron said he was coming, last year I went all nuts and crazy and stand on the tables and get everyone screaming and this year though was sort of like with Ron coming, I was like, I really want it to be about Ron.
Right,
You know what I mean? Like, I'm down to take all the attention when it's just right?
Yeah.
Right.
That's what we do, right? If it's just us, like, right.
That's
so
what
when
you get.
right, this is all I got. So when Ron said he would come, it was really cool to be like, okay, I'm really going to focus on Ron and just try to really bless this guy with an amazing community. And he was blown away. He kept saying to me, he's like, I've never been with this many people who are ready to make something happen.
Well, it was so Darren Doane too, because you basically took an artist to a group of people that might not that have been in their kind of lane as music listeners anyway.
Yeah.
And you're always doing this. Like when I look at your stuff online, it's like you're taking two weird things and you're putting them together, and then it works.
Yeah, and then and that's why it was so crazy that I was like,
cool crossover.
I guess I'm doing that again, like just with what we're doing here in this community, in this movement, in this moment. I was like, well, I've only got one trick, so it's great that I can keep doing it here.
Keep doing it, baby. So enough about that. Let's talk about what you got going on with Canon Press.
Yeah, enough about Ron. Let's talk about me.
Let's talk about you. All right. You've got a project. You got some stuff, some content on there. Can you talk about that? Let our listeners know what's going on. Because we just had AJ from Canon Press on, and if you're listening to this, you probably just heard that episode. And we're big Canon Press supporters.
We're big Canon suppressors.
Canon supporters. Excuse me, talking too fast. Tell us what you got going on over there.
I'm so pumped on this, and maybe we can go into the backstory, but the front story is bringing all my documentaries and new original projects to the Canon app exclusively. Wow. So like this is this is really cool. So we've got Collision up there. We've got Free Speech Apocalypse up there. Yes, thank you. We've got Keep and Bear up there. But then we've got They Grow Up Fast. A lot of people haven't seen that. My family documentary. I documented the first 10 years of being a family with kids.
Wow.
Which is amazing. I have a whole other feature film called Hard Knocks Life. My son over here, kind of a follow-up to They Grow Up Fast. I documented from age 4 to 8 his life.
Wow.
And it was just a project that I was obviously working on for 4 years, and I would just show people every now and again, and they would just be like, dude, what is this?
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't know. And so I've got that. We have Collision Through New Eyes dropping soon, which is the whole making of documentary series of making Collision, which is going to end up being like 10 hours or something.
Yeah, I was going to say, how much
a lot.
tape? I mean,
a lot.
like,
I mean, not surprisingly, not as much as you would think, because it was really only shot over the course of 4 days.
Okay.
So not.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there's a lot.
Yeah.
But there's a lot. And then I kind of walk through what was happening. My voice is going back and forth on what, okay, this scene right here, here's what, there's backstories, there's things. I'm pausing and going, okay, wait, hold on. So Collision Through New Eyes. I have a slew of interviews with people like Gary DeMar on The Antichrist, on Matthew 24. I have a 3-hour series with Gary DeMar on verse by verse. I hold his feet to the fire on every verse of Matthew 24, and I make him defend it.
Yeah, I like it.
So that's cool. I've got stuff from the archives. Like I've got this 10-minute piece I did with theologian James B. Jordan that is just will rock your world. Wow. So I've got all this stuff, and then they're giving me my own talk show on the Canon, on the Canon app. Right? It was
that's awesome.
Yeah, they like Nate called me. He's like, hey, they want to give you a show at Canon, but I don't think anyone knows how to really call you and say, we want to give you, like, it sounds weird to say we want to give you a show.
Yeah,
right.
You know what I mean? Like, I can't go make
It wouldn't sound. I'd be like, thank you.
Right, yeah, well, no, I said, I was
When
like,
do you want to meet?
That's what I said. This is amazing. Because they said, look, we'll shoot it. So it was more like, we really will do everything.
Right.
And, but again,
they're chasing good content. That's what we were talking about.
Right.
They want good quality content that's thought-provoking and groundbreaking and all those things.
I've been doing that now. And so but I don't think anyone not been doing what I've been doing for the last 2 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Cranking out, kind of trying to show people that I can do this stuff. So it's not like it was a layup. I was like, these opportunities are coming because I just put myself out there. Right? So I think that's the lesson there.
And that's what's incredible about what you do, because you bring content. Like, that's what you do.
Yes.
I mean, like, you don't stop.
No.
You know, and it's awesome, though. Like, I mean, that's exactly the way all of us, that's what we should strive to do.
Well, you guys are doing, I mean, like I said, I keep getting inspired by everybody. I'm inspired by what you guys are doing. And even more, like, last time we had talked, I mean, which one's doing real estate? Who's doing real estate?
Yeah, Greg does. Yeah.
Trading.
I do day trading, yeah.
See, like, I'd like to know more, like, it'd be fun for you guys to do an episode just even on that with you guys, because I think that even brings more validity to what you're doing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you're not a bunch of losers in a trailer park somewhere, and this is it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, this is it.
Right.
Because anyone can do this.
Yeah.
We actually we're going on Joel Webbin's podcast, and we're going to be talking about that. We're guests on his show, Right Response Ministries and Applied Theology, and we're going to be talking about kind of Christian business and how you run a business from a biblical worldview, but also the real kind of pitfalls of that as well. You know, I tell people all the time, I got into real estate because we wanted to homeschool, I wanted to be with my family, but I mean, you know this too, and Jason understands as well. You are just always on.
Yes.
I get calls. I've gotten calls at 2:00 in the morning from clients.
Yeah.
They're in a different time zone.
Yeah.
They want to know something. I pick up. There is stuff you have to watch too.
And it takes a certain kind of wife.
It does.
Right? That's not like,
And I got an awesome one.
yeah, no,
I got a great one, man.
those are the things that come, from that.
Yep.
You've got to have that kind of understanding of what is it going to take to do that. See, I totally forgot that you do day trading.
Yeah.
Like for real.
That's what I do. Like
Like that's
it's
just
wild.
That's as I don't care what I do, man. Like that's as gnarly as it gets. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's like day trading, like assassin.
Yeah.
'Cause I think even assassons go like, I could never do your job, man.
right.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
it's definitely nerves of steel.
Yeah.
I see
Yeah,
some of the.
Are you
Oh my
on the
God.
crypto
Steady
thing
hands,
at all?
bro.
Are you trading crypto at all?
Not really. I got
on,
into
bro.
Doge for a second,
Right.
and then get into some like fractions of Bitcoin because I don't roll like that.
Yeah, but there's
So,
1,000 more other cryptos. I mean,
I know.
are you-
Yeah. XRP.
Yeah.
And by the way, I'm not a financial
Advisor, I can't give advice here. Blah blah blah.
He doesn't even. He
naming all
doesn't
these-
look at his work. He's up at
I
watching
work
European markets and doing
16-hour
all that.
days
Would you tell
sometimes.
me how much you're trading a day on a good day? Would you ever
Man,
disclose
It
that?
just depends. I'll tell you off air.
Okay. Yeah.
He's
depends.
doing all right.
I love it. I love it. Well, someone's going to pay for these shirts.
That's why we get along, because I would totally tell you and be like, "Oh yeah, he's the more
Again,
biblical, humble
once
one."
again, day trader, assassin.
Yeah,
There's
exactly,
always a little bit of
exactly,
secrecy.
You gotta have steady hands, baby.
It is true. Wealthy
Yeah.
people. Well, and I'm not calling you wealthy.
No,
I'm
I am
saying
wealthy.
in
I am.
general,
Unbelievably wealthy.
People with money don't talk about money.
That's true.
Yeah.
No, it's true.
It's kind of funny. It's
I
like,
would love. I loved hearing you talk to David Bonson about that.
man.
I mean, that was
Yeah.
an awesome show.
That was
Yeah.
good.
I didn't know. Did you come out with part 2 with David?
No, it's sitting there.
It's okay. All right.
It's about to. Although,
Well, get on it.
I do
Yeah,
have the
yeah.
full, but the whole podcast is available on the Donecast. So,
Okay, okay.
you can
So we-
hear
okay.
the
Gotcha.
whole thing. And then I'm going out, I think, like next month. I'm sitting down with him and Larry Kudlow.
What?
Like,
Yeah.
Are you
and-
serious?
And I mean, I kind of can talk about it, but
Yeah.
it's going to be taking on the David Bonson brand,
Yeah.
hopefully.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I met Larry at the White House.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
like,
I mean-
well, no, but I called David. I'm like, because he was like, yeah, we're welcoming Larry Kudlow to our firm because he's at the firm now. He's like, not
Oh,
the
are
firm
you
or the
serious?
agency. He's
Yeah,
at the Bonson
at the
Group.
Bonson Group, huh.
And I called David and I was like, so you just have Larry Kudlow? Like, could we do something? He's like, well, yeah, I see him every other day. I was like,
Are you serious?
Yeah, get on that.
so I'm
gonna be a good interview.
just imagining like a slow motion, go figure, shot
Yeah.
of like David Bonson and Larry Kudlow just walking down the streets of New York, right?
Yeah.
And then just sitting down having a steak dinner, then just talking finance.
Right,
man.
right.
Like, so I know I'm definitely getting jazzed up for that. So
yeah, that's wild. Man.
Very cool. So I wanted to ask you a quick question.
Sure.
This is a personal question, not a creative question. So you mentioned too, even with what was the film called where you followed your son here?
Hard Knocks Life. That's
Hard Knocks Life, because that's
Hard
Knox right there.
Life.
Knox,
Yep.
shout out to Knox, who is
Knox right there.
He's already got some phone in his hand. He's shooting.
He's-
His
he's
dad
on-
is
he's on
training him well.
Instagram.
Look at he's got it upside down.
Turn to get a lower angle.
Look at
Yeah,
getting a lower
there you go.
angle. Dad's teaching him well. Very cool.
Love that kid.
Yeah.
So
Doing so well.
So someone like you who's going all the time, right? You have that gene, you have that drive, you got that
Yeah.
thing. How do you balance that with personal life? Like you mentioned, you got to have a good wife.
Yeah.
How do you balance even doing something with, your son for 4 years and filming it?
Yeah.
Keeping it all balanced and keeping it separate, or do you just embrace it and go, no, this is what I do, and I'm including the family, and we're all going for it?
I think for me,
Yeah.
I don't think you can make distinctions.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not quite sure who came up with that.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Like
do
work life, family life.
Yeah.
Like keep them
work-life
separate.
balance.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
like
yeah.
I don't know. Have you ever been hungry?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
How's that work-life balance going for you when you can't pay the rent?
Yeah.
Right.
I know,
Yeah.
but you know what? We should spend more time together. Like,
Right.
like, what do you mean? Like whoever is saying that, like, I don't know, man. Like, I just don't know if that's, again, I don't have enough of a thought out, maybe theology of that, but I just don't know. I mean, look, I think we have a day of rest.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's set. I mean, we've got church.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't think it's supposed to be separate. I don't
think
because
so.
I think we might be going down the same path here. I don't
yeah.
understand the work
Right.
and life separate. Like, well, the other thing too is like I work from home. He works from home now. We homeschool. It's like I'm always around. My kids are part of my business. When they come in and they see me writing a contract or talking to a client, I'll bring them right in.
Right.
You know,
I
give 'em
gotta
a little
tell you.
and then we explain what just happened. And it's like, look, I'm growing this thing, so you can take it over one day, or if you don't, that's fine too. But it's like,
that's right. No,
it's got to be combined.
He knows this is his.
Yeah.
If he wants it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's funny. I don't think I've ever articulated this or said this, but you know, I've met hundreds of men who have a phenomenal work-life, quote unquote, balance.
Yeah.
And they are the first to be like, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. Like the ones that have this amazing balance are like,
Yeah.
I just don't know what
Yeah.
and those who have these sort of this integrated, like whatever we call this, you know, we have other problems, right? This leads
Sure.
to other problems, but I have found that, you know, for us as men, it's amazing how stupid we can be in just not sitting down with our wives for 10 minutes.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
for
Like
sure.
a work-life balance issue. This is like can you just stop for 10 minutes, literally 10
And have a
minutes
conversation.
and talk to your wife.
Yeah.
And then she's like, you know what? Hey, I'm good for a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's amazing how little. And so this idea of work-life balance is,
But even sometimes we miss the mark there.
Well, that's my point.
Especially if
Yeah.
you're creative and you're excited
but
about
that's-
something.
but that's
'cause
my
It can
point.
consume you.
right. So
And you're-
people try to find a work-life balance, which is like a 50-50 when it's like actually a 98.2%. Like if you would just sit down, you know, so I always tell myself with my kids, with my wife, like, okay, wait, like, you know, it actually doesn't take much to say, well, how was your day, honey?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like,
Yeah.
and so I think because we create this massive gap and we think the only solution now, because we've created this huge delta, is a 50-50 work-life balance.
Yeah.
Right. And so I don't know where I'm going exactly, but
That's
it's like,
awesome.
but
I
that's-
didn't know you are starting a marriage counseling
No,
Nice.
no.
center now.
Oh
That is
my
awesome.
goodness. I'm only talking to myself right here. I'm just, you know, which is a scary thing. You don't really want to be talking about that stuff on podcasts, you know?
Yeah.
Because
No,
then
we're-
it gets really evangelical when you're like, I'm just going to talk about my marriage.
Let's talk about my
You're like,
feelings.
okay, Ephesians 5,
Right.
Titus 2.
Oh,
So
man.
yeah, so I think the grind, and again, and I think there's seasons.
Sure.
Right? There's seasons, and then I think when you can feel so if there is a balance, at least maybe I'll at least address what I think maybe is my thought of balance is see God's blessing, and then realize that God is still the one in control. And if he brings you somewhere, it's not like now double down, triple down, quadruple. It's like, okay, he brought you here,
Sure.
and you probably didn't even do much to deserve it, right? As far as what you did to get there. The same God that here has the ability to bless a weekend off, a real weekend or a
Right.
trip, and still make sure you have a career.
Yeah.
I think it comes
for
down
sure.
to literally stewarding every opportunity in a biblical way, whether that's with family, work, relationships, whatever it is. Steward it wisely.
Yeah.
And take advantage of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, and it's something N.D. Wilson said earlier today when he just said, look at basically saying the way you are to your children and your family is the way you're reflecting God to them. I'm
Yeah.
paraphrasing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but you know what I mean? And it
Showing
just
the
really
image of
hit me.
God.
And that's why I moved to Moscow, Idaho. Like I wanted to be able to watch these people and see if they were hypocrites. I was like, well, okay, then I'll move next to N.D. Wilson and see, like, you know.
Yeah.
I like it.
And I get a chance to see N.D. Wilson living an absolute wild life and crazy life. And like, wait, where have you been? What did you just do? And you're still deaf in one ear after brain surgery,
Yeah.
and you're not even balanced, and you have to, and yet you're still, you know, cheerful. And I see your wife in town, and I see her with the kids, and I see stuff, and we're picking up kids or helping out or doing things, and then he crossing each other in the airport. Where are you going? Like what?
Right.
Yeah.
What are you doing? And then and then he just moved, and he's closer to where we live now, and so I get to see his car almost every day, and they have a well that's not working right now, so he's driving 3 times a day, filling out a big thing of water, and filling the tank every single day for a family of however many kids they like. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy, and they're cheerful.
Yeah.
And they're ready to throw down in any way, shape, or form to help people. I mean, I'm humbled by the people I get to see in Moscow, Idaho.
Beautiful. Well,
awesome.
Darren, thank you so much for coming on. We always love having you on the
appreciate
podcast.
it.
Jason, do you have anything else for him?
No. This
Before
is
we wrap
always,
up?
always
we'll go
awesome.
off air and talk money.
I love.
I'm excited.
We'll talk money.
I can't wait for these numbers.
But you guys, make sure you go check out his content on
the Canon app.
On the Canon app.
Canon app. Go subscribe. Go get it. I promise you, I'm going to be bringing you so much content, and you're going to love it.
We really should be making a commission with Canon. We talk about them so much in our podcast.
right?
We
No,
do
I
just
think
really
you
love
should.
what they're doing.
I think
you
you
know
should.
they're bringing in
Yeah.
the right people. They're getting quality content. They're partnering with guys like you. So
Jake McAtee, I hope you're listening. Make a deal now. So do this.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for listening. We'll be back with more. We're Fight, Laugh, Feast all weekends. Thanks, and
Great being here.
As always, God bless. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Dead Men Walking Podcast for full video podcast episodes and clips, or email us at deadmenwalkingpodcast@gmail.com.
None you